NBA action. We're back at it for Saturday, and we were 2-1 yesterday, so another positive day. That makes us 4-1 in our last 5 picks, and we're up some units for the beginning of the year. It's still a long season, and we got a couple plays today. This first one, New Orleans at home getting the 4 against Golden State. I know it is never easy going against the Warriors. I don't do it with a light heart. I just think New Orleans catches them in a good spot, and I don't think New Orleans has played as well as they can, and I think they do tonight. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this line. It's at +4, and that's pretty good value, I think, on a New Orleans team that's very talented. They did not play well against Golden State. Their first matchup, Steph Curry absolutely went bananas. Also, what I like is they're catching Golden State off a back-to-back, where Golden State beat Houston yesterday. And I like the matchups. I think New Orleans had a kind of a tough beginning of the year, and I think they had some rest now. I think Alvin Gentry is a good coach. He definitely knows the Warriors team very well, considering he was an assistant coach with them last year. I think they're going to get into some space or to get into some transition. They're going to run. So I like for them to run tonight. And Golden State may be a little bit weary. I like for New Orleans to possibly pull off the upset here. Either way, I think it goes down to the wire. Let's talk about this first matchup. Just earlier this week when New Orleans visited Golden State. The Warriors that night, they scored 111 points. They shot 42.7% from the field and 30% from distance. And they look solid. You know, they're the reigning champs, and they're going to be extremely tough to beat this year. But again, I think it's all about the spot. It's all about the spot that New Orleans is catching them. And don't sleep on the Pelicans. They've started off slow. They're 0-2, but they got some talent. Everyone's really high on Davis, and they should. And he really didn't play that great against Golden State, so look for him to have a good bounce-back game. In that game, the Warriors, Steph Curry, he was absolutely fantastic. Curry on the night, he scored 40 points off of 15 of 26 shooting from the field and 5 from 12 from distance. And he's awesome. You know, he's one of the best in the game. And he's coming off a back-to-back tonight, so I don't expect him to be as efficient as he normally is. But that's me saying that. Steph Curry is really tough. Still, I like for that whole Warriors offense. I mean, they're deep, but they're not super deep, actually. They're talented, and they run really good stuff, and they're well coached. They play hard on defense, and I think they're hungry again, so they could be a dangerous team. But I just don't see them to play as well as they have their first 2 games of the year, being off that first back-to-back, which is tonight. New Orleans against Golden State in that first matchup. They scored 95 points off of 42.2% shooting from the field and 33.3% from beyond the arc. Drew Holiday did not play in that game, their starting point guard. They just waived Nate Robinson to make room for him and Ish Smith to go ahead and take over the reins in that area. And Drew Holiday is a good player, so I expect him to be a little bit of a difference maker tonight. And I like the way New Orleans, runs their stuff. I did last year. I kind of like Monty Williams, but Alvin Gentry, I don't think he's that different of a coach, at least to where they're gonna get out and get in transition. They're gonna shoot the 3. That's what they're gonna do. So I expect them to do that tonight with some success against a Warriors team coming off that back-to-back. Anthony Davis didn't play great in that Warriors game. Still, he ended up with 18 points off of 4 of 20 from the field, and he had 6 rebounds. He didn't shoot the 3 well, and they say that's supposed to be part of his new repertoire. And he didn't shoot from the field well either, so I look for him to have a good bounce back. It's their first home game as well. They started off rough. They had to go to Golden State, then they had to go right on a back-to-back to Portland. Never easy to play at Portland, even though the Trailblazers aren't probably not going to be that good this year. Still, overall, I like for New Orleans to hang with Golden State. I like getting those 4 points because I definitely think it goes down to the wire. Should be probably the most entertaining game on the slate, that's for sure. So I'm going to take the Pelicans here as one of my plays for today, getting those +4 points, and I wish you guys luck on your plays of the day.